I once had a friend who didn't like Mushoku Tensei at all. He absolutely hated the main character, he thought the story sucked, he said it was boring, and I'm pretty sure he wanted me to drop the anime. Anyway, rest in peace. I love Mushoku Tensei, and I consider it one of my favorite anime of all time. And now that there's 2 seasons, I'm making this video for 2 reasons. To give my honest opinion, and to simp for Roxy.
And I'm all out of gum.
Me and Roxy are like Russia and Ukraine. I'm trying to get up in there and take control. But somehow Mushoku Tensei Season 2 was even more controversial than Season 1, which is fascinating because I thought everyone who hated Season 1 would have stopped watching the anime by now, but apparently they just drop Mushoku Tensei after every season and then undrop it whenever the new season comes out. But anyway, Rudeus is now facing 2 counts of animal abuse, 2 counts of assaulting a minor, and 2 counts of racially targeted kidnapping. And that's not even the worst thing he did this season. If you ever find yourself in a crowded room and you want to make it really awkward, just say this one simple word as loud as possible. Slavery. As we all know, slavery is one of the main ingredients in the isekai recipe, but I don't remember people being this upset about it until Mushoku Tensei did it.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe Mushoku Tensei has slavery in it. I'm so outraged. I'm going to write a tweet about this on my Apple iPhone.
I guarantee that everyone who complained about Mushoku Tensei's fictional depiction of slavery also turned a blind eye to the actual slavery occurring right now in real life. Plus, Mushoku Tensei is set in a pretty primitive world, so I don't think Rudeus could have abolished it even if he tried. Also, he isn't Abraham Lincoln. Last I checked, Honest Abe never cranked one out in a public library, so I don't know why anyone expected Rudeus to free the slaves. I get that slavery is a sensitive topic for a lot of people, especially 14-year-old white girls, but it's important that we remember Mushoku Tensei is fiction, and fiction means it isn't real. No humans were enslaved in the making of this anime, except maybe the animators during season 1, but we'll talk about that in a bit. While we're still on the topic of fiction, I want everyone to close your eyes for a second and imagine you're about to lose your virginity. Congratulations. Just like Rudeus, you're finally about to get laid. But wait, what are you, as a man, expected to do during sex? Well, first you need to be able to get hard, but getting hard isn't the hard part. As a man, women expect you to be an expert, even if it's your first time. And if you can't make her come, she's gonna go to your best friend's house and give him a try. So I hope you watched a couple YouTube tutorials because you're expected to have the skills of a grandmaster, except you're not allowed to be a man whore, so you have to be experienced without having any experience. Another thing, your cardio better be on point too, because if you don't last long enough in bed, she's gonna tell all her friends, and then fuck all of yours. And unless you won the genetic lottery, then I've got some more bad news for you. Every dick she's ever seen in porn was about 3 times the size of your leg, so good luck impressing her with a sad shrimp when she's expecting an elephant trunk with abs. Also, I don't know if you guys ever looked inside that bottom drawer next to your mom's bed, but guess what? This whole time, while us men have been using our hands, women were inventing new technologies for us men to compete with. I don't know about you guys, but my dick doesn't vibrate, and I don't think either of us can outperform an AI-powered baseball bat with tentacles. And remember, as a man, if you make one mistake during sex, it'll haunt you until it goes off to college. So using protection is a must, but the problem with protection is that it also protects your dick from feeling anything. So before you realize it, you're fucking soft again and we're back to square one. I guess you could buy a sketchy pill from the gas station and risk organ failure just to maybe give her a decent time, but that's only the bare minimum sexual performance women expect us to provide. Meanwhile, the only thing they have to do during sex is just lay there and exist. The point is, sex puts a lot of pressure on men, so if you're a man, then put some pressure on that like button. Anyway, people are upset that erectile dysfunction was the driving force of Mushoku Tensei's plot for an entire season, but I just want to defend Rudeus a little bit here because I think his reaction to having ED was pretty realistic. Something like that can totally mess up a guy's confidence. Trust me. This one time? Anyway, I agree that season 1 ended with a ton of momentum that went basically nowhere in season 2, but let's not forget how Mushoku Tensei is organized. At its core, this is a slice of life anime with occasional spikes of action and turning points. Remember how the first 8 episodes were just Rudeus learning magic? And then suddenly a bunch of crazy plot twists happened and you and I both shat our pants? That's what Mushoku Tensei is all about. What? You totally shit yourself, dude. I could smell it. Obviously, the Turning Point episodes are a lot more exciting than the slice of life ones, but if all we got was action, then this wouldn't be Mushoku Tensei anymore. Something I realized after reading the novels twice is that the author doesn't let Rudy stay comfortable for too long. And so far, he's been pretty comfortable this season, so you can probably guess how the second half is gonna go. Now, the goofy plot and the controversial content in season 2 didn't bother me, but I do have some criticisms about it. In fact, I'll even say that so far, season 1 was a bit better. I think season 1 did a better job improving upon the source material, while season 2 fell a bit short of that. I think the scene I was looking forward to the most was Rudy's face-off with the Demon King Barigari, and I'll be honest, I was kinda disappointed. That scene looked a lot cooler in my imagination while I was reading it, and I know that's almost always the case for novel adaptations, but again, quite a few scenes in season 1 were way better in the anime, and the only time that really happened in season 2 was episode 9, which by the way was fucking amazing how the VAs learned to speak a fake language just for one scene, and the whole reveal was... Anyway, perfect episode, but I'm supposed to be talking about criticisms. They also cut a couple interesting details that would have made some of the scenes a lot more impactful. Like when Rudius had that practice fight with Sylphie in the novel, he almost fucking killed her. Yeah, he aimed his rock bullet right at Sylphie's head without knowing how powerful it was, and on a whim, he made a split-second decision to shoot it to the side of her head, which ended up saving her life because it blasted straight through the wall of the building, and the building was made of magic-resistant rock. So that's just one example of a couple details they could have included instead of taking 2 minutes per episode to play the opening. I'm not dissing the opening, but I much preferred the way season 1 continued progressing the story while the song played, rather than essentially pausing the episode to play it. I also feel like season 2's animation was ever so slightly worse than season 1's. Actually, that sounds too negative. I'll just say I think season 1's animation was a tiny bit better. However, it's still beyond good enough for me though. There would have to be a pretty significant decline in animation quality to make me actually complain about it. I'm just saying I did notice a slight difference. I also didn't get to simp that much this season because Roxy hasn't made an appearance yet, but I'll just say I'm excited and leave it at that. Plus, I don't mind Sylphie. She's cool, I like her a lot, but she's probably the worst of the 3 in my opinion. I think Eris is the best character in Mushoku Tensei, but as far as waifus go, I gotta stick with my girl Roxy. You know, Roxy and I are like a group of protesters and a tank from Square. Nothing can stop me from... Let me know in the comments who best girl is to you though. I know some of you psychopaths are gonna pick Elenalise, but I'm pretty sure we all know where she belongs. Her last name is Dragon Road because she's been dragging that pussy through the roads, also known as the streets. I think this season was amazing though. I mean, there's a reason I gave it God tier. I know this video has a slightly negative atmosphere, but that's only because it's a lot faster to tell you the things I didn't like than the things I did. Maybe after I hire a North Korean to edit these videos for me, then I'll have time to tell you everything I love about Mushoku Tensei, but until then, just know that this is one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely adore this anime, and I'm gonna miss it while waiting for the next half of season 2, which is the more exciting part for those of you that felt a bit underwhelmed. Also, this has nothing to do with Mushoku Tensei, but I was eating frozen grapes while writing this script, and it's fucking insane how much better they taste when frozen. I don't know if it works with the red ones or the purple ones, I've only tested the green ones, but I just thought I'd let you guys know because my whole philosophy just fucking changed. This video isn't sponsored by grapes or anything. Anyway, I gotta go take a shit. Keep talking about Mushoku Tensei, and happy Roxy Day. Peace.